All right, we're back with Steve. Nothing but Reds. It's been a while, man, and lots happened since then. We've climbed the table. We went from we were second and third for a while, floating around there, and then we finally jumped into first. And I think since we've been in first place, I don't think we've lost it. I think maybe uh, we had a game in hand, and maybe we like fell behind for a second. But when we're even, we've been at the top of the table for like a month, 2 months. No, not 2 months, maybe a month. So I mean, given that, and then also given the fact that we're also out of the other two competitions, how do you think that Klopp's feeling, and how are you feeling about it? Are you happy about the fact that we lost? Do you think we should have went in there with the mindset that, hey, we need to win every competition, or are you glad that we can focus on the most important tournaments now?
Well, here's the problem. We go ahead and we win the FA Cup, but we don't win the Premier League and the Champions League. Everyone's going to say, oh, well, yeah, they got a trophy, but it's just the FA Cup or whatever the other cup was. I forget. We're out of both of those. But people are always going to complain no matter what. I think it's more important that we win the league and the Champions League. So you put your best foot forward for those two competitions. Um, Having said that, Wolves put their best lineup forward. That was their starting lineup. That to them, that's a competition that's their priority. So they put their best foot forward. It's not our priority. It was third on the list behind Champions League and Premier League. They're not a bad side. They're solid. I think they've stolen points from City this year and Tottenham as well. So we lost 2-1. Lovren went down in the first few minutes, I think. Had to bring in the 16-year-old kid who was solid, but it is what it is. We're out of that now. We can focus on the other two competitions. I think if you would have said to me at the beginning of the season, come January 13th, 7 points there at the top of the table, I would have definitely accepted that. So we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. The good thing is the league is in our hands. Blow it. It's up to us. We don't have to worry about anyone else but ourselves. We don't need any sort of luck from the teams in front of us because we're leading the pack. So at this point, I think we just got to keep doing what we've been doing for a while now, playing solid defense, and hopefully someone, a different team, can knock off Manchester City so we can go 10 points clear, and then that should do it. Honestly.
That's interesting what you said because that's pretty much exactly what Klopp said. You know what I mean, man? Like he said, if
Yep.
you would have told me in January that we'd be at the top of the table, I would have been like the happiest man alive. So
Yeah, he said he would have paid for it actually.
yeah, he would have paid for it. So I mean, I completely agree with you. The pessimistic part in me though is I don't want to get ahead of myself and I don't want to get too excited because I've seen Liverpool blow things before. I mean, we both
Right.
have. I mean, I haven't seen it though in these past 2 seasons. I haven't seen us blow the games we're supposed to win. I've seen us claw back and maybe get a late penalty to get a 1-0. I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
used to that as a fan, which is good. I think that credits Klopp and the players too. The players like morale and the players winning mentality. So going forward, I think this 7 point cushion or 4 point cushion or whatever it's going to be, I think that's good. I think that's good for the players. I think that they're growing and they're maturing as a team, so they'll be able to handle the pressure that comes with late season games, late season crunch time performances. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's me. Additionally, we got a bunch of African players of the year. Half of our freaking team got is on the African team of the year, and then
Yep.
you got Virgil van Dijk and Jurgen Klopp getting the awards. I mean, everything seems to be going right. I mean, it seems like we are what Man City was last year, like the hype surrounding us at least. I've
Mm-hmm.
always thought we're a better team than Man City. That's just me because Man City for some reason they lack the fan support, like the die-hard fan support, but they also lack the Champions League history. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
I have always thought that we're a better team. But are you as pessimistic as I am? I know you're a little different of a fan than I am, man. Like I don't know, I'm more level-headed, you're more passionate in the game. Like you'll be like Van Dyke is the best player in the history of time. Like
Mm-hmm.
after making one tackle.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, what was the question?
I was just like, are you as pessimistic as I am? Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, even though I don't remember a time where we've had this big a league at the top of the table this late in the season.
Yeah. Losing to Manchester City hurt. It hurt me. It hurt everyone because we could have put it away right then and there. It would have been all but over at that point, because the chances of us losing 3 games, dropping 10 points, so losing 3 games or 4 games or whatever, 3.5 games, I don't know. I guess it would be 3. I guess we would have to tie. Whatever. The chances of that are very slim. And
Math is hard.
and the chances of them winning out the next 19 games are also like impossible. So winning that game, we would have had it. But it's like shit. It seems too good to be true that we were just gonna go undefeated and win the whole thing, honestly. But there was a time there where I was like, yeah, this is gonna happen. No one can beat us. Literally, no one can beat us.
Yeah. I think that's what happens when you win your first 16 games and you don't lose anything. I mean, I would get used to it too, and I was thinking no one could beat us.
Well, we hit the post with Mane there against City, so that could have. I mean, that's just unlucky. And then the goal line VAR call,
that was
where the
nuts.
ball was like 1 centimeter away. That's
crazy.
Goal. And then there was like 2 other times later in the second half where they had to clear the ball off their line again. So, the great game. I think the game deserved a draw, honestly, but it could have gone either way. But
yeah, I completely agree with you. It could have gone either way, but to me, that ends like the last 4 seasons of us having Man City's number.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because they took 4 points from us this year, so.
Yep. 5. We dropped 5 against them.
Oh yeah, no, because
2 from the first game and 3 from the second game.
Oh wow, my math is terrible.
Actually, all right. No, we didn't really drop any points against them because they didn't.
We didn't. Yeah, they gained 4 points is what I was trying to say. But I don't know. My math is terrible.
No, they would have just gained 3 because we would have stayed even after the first game, which was a draw.
Yeah.
Then they gained 3, and we didn't gain any in the second game.
All right. Also, transfers. So Solanke going to Bournemouth, and then you got Klein at Bournemouth. I watched Klein play Everton this morning, and he actually looked pretty good. He looked like he was the best. He looked like he was the most conditioned and the most senior player on that field for Bournemouth, without a doubt. It's maybe not Everton, but definitely Bournemouth.
Has Solanke's hurt.
I was looking for that. No, they started Joshua King today, and then like some white kid up front.
Yeah, Solanke's out till February, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But.
And then the other loanies and stuff. But yeah, how do you feel about the move?
For who?
For both Solanke and Klein.
Oh, Klein. I mean, I'm fine with that. You got Trent. You got. At first, I was thinking, why would he get rid of our other right back if we only have 2?
See, that's what I feel like. I feel like he made a bad decision because we have so many injuries.
You're right, but Fabinho can play right back, so can Milner, and so can Gomez. So as long as Trent and Fabinho don't get hurt before Gomez gets back, which is in the next 2 weeks, it'll be fine because we'll have Trent and we'll have Gomez as second choice. Right back because he's going to most likely play center back, and then Fabinho and Milner can play there as well. So I'm not worried about it. I think Klein deserves to play, so I'm glad that he was able to go and get some minutes elsewhere. But after having thought about it for a week now, I think it's an okay move. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I agree with both parts. And the fact that you said that, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the fact that Milner can play there. I think it's got to be a trust issue then. Klopp obviously trusts Milner, Gomez, and Trent to play right back better than Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah, I don't. For whatever reason, I don't understand that.
But yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it has to be.
It might be what Trent brings to the offense. It must be.
Yeah.
With free kicks and crossing. And his ability to get forward and, play through balls and stuff.
No, exactly, because I think Klein maybe has 1 goal for us since we've signed him. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, yeah. So we got that, but Solanke, that's just good business right there. What you said, we brought him in for 8 million, sold him for 19 million. That's over 100% profit. So
I think we brought him in for 3 million.
3 million. It wasn't more than 10. I know that.
Yeah, no, I think it was like 3, and then we sold him for 19 or whatever.
That's crazy because he only made like what 5 appearances or 6 appearances.
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. So we have coming up in the schedule.
We got.
We have.
So we played Brighton. I think we got West Ham, Crystal Palace, or something. Hold on, you're breaking up here. Here, I'll look up the schedule in the meantime.
I should be back.
Oh no, you're good. You're definitely clear again. Yeah, so we got Crystal Palace, and then we got Leicester, West Ham, Bournemouth, and then we start the Champions League. And I don't know if you saw, but Thomas Mueller's out both games.
I did see.
So
I saw. So whatever. Losing Van Dijk for the first game, they lose someone too. Van Dijk's more important to us than Mueller is to them, but
I completely forgot about Van Dijk not being available for the first game. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, but you're right. Thomas Mueller's way more important. Or I think Van Dijk.
Gomez and Matip. It's going to have to be those two.
Yeah, because I wouldn't play Lovren. Matip and Lovren if he's available, but
I'm going Matip and Gomez.
You think? I think Gomez needs Van Dijk. I think Gomez needs Van Dijk next to him.
Well, we have time to see because Gomez should be back within the next week or so, and Matip's already back.
Yeah. God, Matip.
And I think if we maybe switch it up and have Fabinho play a little bit of a deeper role right in front of those four, we'll have a solid defense. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that's something I've noticed too, like you brought it up, but Firmino drops. It's unbelievable how much Firmino moves throughout the course of the game because he drops from that striker-ish role all the way back to like 5 feet in front of Van Dijk. I mean, he comes all the way back, and he's just an incredible player, man. And I think with all the stuff that's going on, I'm kind of transitioning here, but with all the stuff that's going on, the news, I don't know if it's fake news about Coutinho and sitting on the bench at Barcelona and all that stuff. You've been reading about that?
Yeah, I've seen some of it, yeah.
Yeah, because I find that so interesting, man, because I just want Coutinho to get a taste of his own medicine because I never wanted him to leave, and I'm mad that he did. I never thought he would leave, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew when he left, I knew he was just going to he's going to be a squad guy. He's not Messi. He's not even the second best player on that team. You're probably looking at Messi, probably Suarez, Rakitic.
Yeah.
Probably
definitely more
most important players.
Yeah, and then Ousmane Dembele, I love him. I think he's great. He's just young. He needs to grow up a little bit.
He's solid, but I wouldn't say he's better than Coutinho, but he's pretty good.
Yeah. So going back to this schedule now, looking forward, Crystal Palace, they've got a solid squad. They're never great though, and I think it's coaching. But good on them for having a coaching stint longer than 6 months. It was the old English guy coaches them. I can't remember who it is, but Hodgson, that's right. He coached us for like a year. But Palace, we're at home. We got the away win when we went to Palace, so. Or maybe it was a draw. Was it a win or a draw?
No, we won.
All right, yeah. So
we won 2-1.
That was the hard game. So now we got them at home. I'm not worried about that at all. We have tied and lost to them at home within the last 5 years though, so anything could happen. We got Leicester at home though. We beat them 2-1 last time. That game. Alisson had his first mess up as a goalkeeper, and then Van Dijk's game wasn't that great either, but. Yeah, Leicester, I think they just ended up losing to Southampton, so they're iffy, man. They're always competitive, though, so...
We shouldn't lose any of these games. At worst, maybe a draw or two here or there, but...
Yeah.
I think he's just pouring everything into the league, which he should.
Yeah.
And the Champions League, you put your best foot forward in every game moving forward, no matter what.
Absolutely.
You just have to.
Yep.
You just have to. And I think Keita needs to play in the league against the lesser side. So Keita needs to play against Crystal Palace.
I think Keita needs to play against Crystal Palace and Leicester. And Keita played against Crystal Palace last time, so he probably will play. And then maybe against Bournemouth. Bournemouth has been known to give us some trouble, but West Ham I think will be a challenge because they've hit form. I think we played them the second game of the year, and they ended up losing like the first 4 games.
No,
but after
we played them first game of the year.
First game. So they lost their first 4 games. So I mean,
yeah,
they really picked up after that. So I think that could be a challenge, and especially because Felipe Anderson has really been hot the past few weeks.
Fun fact, I just got a Felipe Anderson special card in FIFA.
Oh, nice.
87 overall,
Ooh.
95 speed, 90 shooting, like unbelievable.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All these Brazilians in the Premier League, man, they're lighting it up.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Firmino's going to become the highest scoring Brazilian player soon.
I think he already is. I think that was
yeah,
you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so you're right. I think the only game that we'll have trouble with, and we shouldn't even have trouble with it, although it is an away game. It's the only away game, is the West Ham game. But I just, in the past few years, like when we went up to New York to watch the West Ham Liverpool game, we beat them 4-0. So, and I think at the beginning of this year, didn't we beat them? We smashed them, didn't we?
4-0, yeah.
Yeah, so same exact score. So I don't know, the odds are in our favor.
I think it was 4-0. 4-0. Yeah, West Ham, we should handle that. Is it home?
No. That's the only away game we have. We're home.
Okay.
We're home to Leicester and Crystal Palace.
Okay. Yeah, we got Tottenham at home. We're done with City, so that's good. We got we're done with Arsenal too, aren't we? Yeah, we're done with Arsenal and City.
Are we done with Arsenal?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take your word on that because I
drew them the first game and then killed them the second game.
Okay, I'll take your word because I can't remember. I do know obviously we played them once, but it's a sticky situation. So I know you've said it a million times. You'd rather win the Premier League, and I agree with you. But do you think the Premier League's more realistic, given that we're 7 points up?
Yeah. No, of course. We're in the lead. We're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, we're in the driver's seat. Now
we have Bayern at home first, right? Is that home?
Yes. So at least Van Dijk will be out for the game that we're at home.
Exactly. We're gonna find out what we're made of, because there's a chance he could get hurt at any time, anyways. So if we can't win without him, then we don't deserve to win.
You're right, and we absolutely can win without him. But you know as well as anyone, there's a significant difference when he's on the field and when he's off the field. We play a completely different way. And look at Tottenham. Oh my gosh, David De Gea is incredible, but also Alisson leading the league in clean sheets and save percentage. I believe the guy is incredible.
Yep. Yeah, he's the best keeper in the league.
Yeah, and you spoke about it way back when we did a podcast, like back in like August or something. You said that he was amazing, like he's going to be amazing, he's going to be the best keeper in the world, and I was a little pessimistic, as I always am, because he only had that one shining year at Roma. So you're right, and then you were right about Shaqiri too. Damn it.
Well, what was I going to say? Oh, Alisson, the only time he's ever really been like completely shit on was against us when we beat them like 5-0 in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Last year when he was with Roma.
That's so ironic.
That's just how good our offense is.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the Champions League we completely attacked.
Exactly. I think moving forward, I think we could win both competitions. But the league is definitely more. I think the percentage or the probability would be higher that we would win the league.
Yeah, 100%. And
because we have a head start, yeah.
How do you think it would impact transfers, if at all? Or do you think Klopp, or if we won the league, or do you think Klopp is, for the most part, has built his squad, and from here it's just about building morale up to a point where we just win year after year?
What a save.
Yeah, that was a good save.
I think at this point, especially after last year, no one would say I'm not going to Liverpool because of They're
anything.
not big
Yeah.
enough for something like that. Especially if we win the league, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
But there's also the money aspect, because remember Emery Chan when he left, his biggest thing was like Liverpool and the net spend and all that.
Yeah, but look at us now. It's like we don't need Coutinho, we don't need Emery Chan. That's why those guys were able to walk, because Klopp's built something that doesn't revolve around one player.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm excited, and I don't want to jinx it and think about winning the Premier League just yet. But that's just me. I'm just
That's-
enjoying the ride.
Yeah, well, as Liverpool fans, we have nothing to complain about anymore because we had defensive woes, and they went out and they signed Robertson, and they got Allison, and they got Van Dijk, and they developed Trent and Gomez. So we have the best defense in the world right now.
Yeah.
So we can't complain about that. We can't complain about bringing other players in because we got Fabinho, Keita, Shaqiri. There's no complaints. If we're gonna win it, let's just win it now. And I think we will. I don't doubt that we're gonna win the.
No, I mean neither do I. I don't doubt it. I'm just trying to stay realistic so I don't just get crushed at the end of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I'm definitely being realistic, but I don't think any person would bet on. I don't think any person in their right mind should bet on anyone else other than Liverpool. We have a 4-point lead, assuming City win tomorrow.
Do they? I don't think they've played yet. Yeah, so I think they must play tomorrow.
Yeah, they play. I don't know who they play against, but yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a dog in the background there.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah.
But if City loses one more, that should be it, and then we can afford to sort of. I don't want to say we have the luxury at that point. I'm not sure how.
That's definitely
are.
Not what Klopp is telling his players, though. He's not saying let's get ahead so we can afford to like lay off a little bit. He's saying you need to go balls to the wall every 90 minutes.
No, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said it that way. What I meant was I don't know how packed and how congested the fixtures are come February when we're in the Champions League. But say Man City lose another game or maybe even 2 games, we can afford to put some energy into the Champions League as well.
True.
Not that we won't, but say Man City lose 2 more games and we can wrap up the Premier League. There's no reason we shouldn't go full bore and try to win the Champions League.
Yeah, that would be great.
Without hesitation.
Sure. Yeah. And like you said, because I couldn't have said it better, really we had our offense and midfield sorted out last season, and all we needed was to get the defense sorted out and get a new goalkeeper in because we really just needed a world-class goalkeeper. That was, in my opinion, the only problem because Mignolet was just horrible. I was never confident with him in goal. And then you got Karius. He was kind of faking us out for a whole year and then just shit on us the last game. Just horrible. So I'm glad, and I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season, man. I can't wait to watch him play. I may even request off work against in these Champions League games because I can't tape it anymore. I can't do it. I've been taping it, and I've been not looking at my phone for like 3 hours until I get home, and it's horrible. I absolutely hate it.
That's awful. Yeah, I'm all set with that.
Yeah. But you get to leave work anyway for it.
So, yeah, sometimes I'm able to get off. Or I request to leave a few hours early, so that's good.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think we're looking good.
Here, but...
Yeah, we're wrapping it up here. We'll probably get some more in. But thanks for joining me, man. And look forward to watching the rest of the games.
Alrighty. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.